Okay, we are solving the LeetCode problem 3184. In this problem, we need to find of hours from the array which forms a day. With this example that they gave, the output is 2. How the output is 2? For this particular pair is 12 plus 12. First two element is 12 plus 24. That's the first pair. Another pair is 24 plus 24 is going to be 48 hours. So it's going to be a 1 day, and this is going to be a 2 day. So these are the two pairs they found. That's why the output is 2. We are going to solve this problem using the two-sum approach. In the two-sum is something like a plus b equal to 24. So we are going to find the two pairs in that array, and the sum is 24. Okay, but with this particular case, dimension uh, is a multiple of the answer they're looking for is multiple of 24. Okay, so means uh, a plus b can be 48, a plus b can be 72. To solve this approach, what we are going to do, we are going to update our r's with the modulo operator 24. So modulo in the sense is, take this example 30. So this 30 is 24 plus 6. If I add the 24 in it more, is going to be 54. Okay, so 54 is again 24 plus 24 plus 6. So at the end, we need to find how many hours we're going to add in this hours to make it a day. So here we are going to add 18 hours to so that it can become 48. Here we are adding 18 hours so that it can become 72. So the idea is we don't care the multiple of 24 here. So that's why when you do the modulo operator on 30, so is when we do 30 modulo 24, we are going to get 6. Okay, so when you do 54 modulo 24, we are going to get 6. So we are caring about the 6, we don't care about the 24. So the for first iteration, our index is going to be at 12. Okay, so for our first iteration, our index is at 0. The value of r of index is 12. So now the value in a map, the hour of index is not greater than or equal to 24. So value in the map is 24 minus hour of index, that's 12. Okay, so it's going to be a 12. We are going to find whether 12 is in a map. There is not. The map is empty. Okay. So at the end of the iteration, what we need to do, we need to put our rough index back into the map. Okay, so here 12 go to 1. Okay, so it shows there's a 12 existed. Now go to the next iteration. For the next iteration, our index is at 1. The hour of index is 12. So now let's calculate the value in the map. Is 12 is a 24 minus 12. We're using this formula, value in map 24 minus hour of index is going to be a 12. So now we are going to go in a map and check whether the 12 is existed or not. There is one existed. Okay, so we need to update our result. So we found a pair. So I will put our result here. So our result is 1. We found one pair right now. Okay, at the end of the iteration, we need to put our hour of index back into the map. Now there's a map, the key value pair, the 12 is already existed. We need to update the value. So now after the value is going to become 2. Okay, third iteration. In third iteration, our index is at 30. So in our third iteration, index at 2, our value in the map is 30. Okay, so value in the map, so in this case our order of index is greater than or equal to 24. We are going to use the modulo of 24. So the value in the map is 24 minus 30 modulo 24. Okay, so it's going to be 24 minus 6, and it's going to be a 18. So we are looking for whether 18 is exist in our map. It's not. Okay, we don't have 18 in our map. So before end of the iteration, make sure 4 5. Okay, we need to put our order of index back into the map, but here is a 30. So we cannot, so 30 doesn't make sense as explained. So 30 doesn't make sense. So what we'll do, we have put 30 modulo 24 is 6 into the map. So 6 came one time. Okay, so now in our fourth iteration, our index is at 3. The value of the index is 24. Okay, now our value in the map, our of index is greater than or equal to 24. So what we are going to do, 24 minus 24 modulo 24. So it's going to be a 24 minus 0 is 24. So we are going to look whether 24 exists in our map or not. It's not. Okay, so now at the end of the iteration, we are going to put 24 back in our map. Okay, so 24 is came one time. Okay, so now in our fifth iteration, the index is at 4. The value is 24. So as the value is greater than or equal to 24, we are going to use this formula, is 24 minus 24 modulo 24, or is 24 minus 0, and is 24. So we see in our map 24 already exists. Update the result to 2. Okay, this is how we find days in this example. Okay, okay, let's see how the algorithm looks like. First, we are going to iterate. Hours. Okay, this is the first step. And in second step, what we are going to do, we are going to create one variable, and we are going to put our hours in that variable. Okay, so we are iterating to the hours, then get the element from our array one by one in the variable. The third thing will be calculate value in map. So we need to use this formula here to use the value in the map. The fourth one will be check if value in map exists in map. Okay, in the fourth step, we are going to check whether that value exists in the map. If it is exist, if Okay, to solve this problem, and this steps are going in a loop, and once all these things done, you're going to return the result. Okay. As discussed, we are going to follow these 6 steps to get our result. In the first step, we are going to iterate through the hours one by one. Then we are going to store that result in our variable. Okay, then we are going to calculate the value in the map that we discussed, but I changed the name to the hours required more. It makes more sense, like how much hour we need more to add in this hour to make a day. So if hour is greater than or equal to 24, then we are going to take a modulo of that hour, and then we are going to subtract by the 24. If not, then we are just going to subtract it from here. Then we are going to check whether hours required if it exists in the map. If it exists, then we are going to return the result. So I'm going to make one change in this algorithm. What I'm going to do, instead of calculating hours here, what I will do, I'll just add one more step here. So so like 2.2. Okay, let me just call like a. So what I will do is 2.1. Okay, so what we'll do, we're just going to update years if our is greater than equal to 24, then we are going to just make our hour equal to modulo 24. Okay, so the benefit of that thing is we don't need to do this thing. We can avoid doing this thing, this step here. Okay, so here we are just calculating the hour required more by subtracting by the 24, because other case we just handled here. Okay, so that's only change we are going to do. And another change is when we are going to store the value in a map, we need to add one case, is we need to update our hour. There is one edge case where if hour is equal to 0, then we need to make it 24. I will explain that step more in details. Okay, let me cover one edge case. So here, this map I iterated till 30. So we are the 24. So now here, the base upon the formula that we have is value in the map is 24 minus hours of index. Just to get more clarity, I just changed the variable name is hour required more, like how many hours required more, so we are finding that hour required more is 24 minus hours of index. Okay, so here if hours of index is greater than equal to 24, we are subtracting that, we are taking the modulo of that hours of index. Okay, so for the 24, the hours required more is going to be 24 minus 24 modulo 24. So it's 24 minus 0. And so we are looking for whether the 24 exists in the map or not. Okay, so the problem here is when we inserted 30 in a map, we did the 30 modulo 24. Okay, so we knew we required 6, so the 6 matters, that's why we just put 6 in here. Okay, we didn't put the 30. So when we do with the 24, when we do the same logic for 20 low modulo 24, it's going to be 0, and we are inserting the 0 here. Okay, 0 here. So when you go for the next time for the same 24, it will having the same calculation. Now it will look for 24 if it exists in a map or not. 24 exists in a map in the previous case, but because of the calculation, it come to be 0. Okay, so that one edge case is whenever we are inserting the value 24, uh, we are going to make sure if there is a 0, we are going to put 24. Okay, so that's only one edge case. Okay, so let's write our code. Let's create the variable to store our result, to store our cache kind of result. Okay, so this is our map. Okay, so let's iterate. Okay, store in a variable. Okay, let's update our hour. Okay, now calculate hours required more. Is 24 minus hour. Okay, so now we are going to check if it is exists on a map. So it should be R. If it is not equal to null, then we are going to update the result. Let's create the variable performance. Okay, so after these steps, next step is our hour. Is equal to 0. Let's just update it to 24. Okay, so now check let's create a temporary variable. So map update hours. If temporary value is equal to null, that means it doesn't exist. So make it 0 and just put a result back. Okay, hope it should be that. Okay, now return our result. Okay, so let's check one more time. We did everything right. Iterating, check hour greater than 24, greater than equal to 24. We take the modulo. Then we are going to calculate hours required. If it is not equal to null, update the result. If it is equal to 0, make it 24. We are going to check if that hour exists in a map. If it is not exist, then update to 0, then eventually update to map, so that we can use it later. Okay, let's run the code. Okay, let's submit now.